She laughed. I only married you for the visa. Once I get my citizenship next month, I'm leaving you for my real boyfriend. I replied, thanks for the heads up. Then I sent the recording of that conversation to U.S. Immigration with a withdrawal of sponsorship form when ICE detained her at her citizenship interview. So this happened, and honestly, looking back, it's kind of hilarious. At the time, not so much. But now, comedy gold. I'm Alex, 33. Work in finance. Make decent money, not rich but comfortable. Decent looking guy, in shape, got my life together. Point is, I wasn't some desperate dude who needed to import a wife. Met Svetlana 3 years ago at a work conference in Miami. She was there with her company's delegation. Russian tech firm. We hit it off. She was smart, funny, beautiful. We exchanged numbers, started long distance. After 6 months, she said her work visa was expiring. She'd have to go back to Russia. I liked her a lot. We'd been flying back and forth, spending weekends together. It felt real. She brought up marriage, not in a pushy way, more like a practical solution. If we're serious about this, marriage would solve the visa problem, but only if you want to. No pressure. I thought about it. We got along great, had chemistry. Why not? We'd have gotten married eventually anyway, right? So we did it. Small ceremony, just us and 2 witnesses. Filed the paperwork. She got her conditional green card. Had to stay married and wait 3 years total from getting that conditional card before she could apply for citizenship. That's the rule when you're married to a U.S. citizen. That was 3 years ago. First year was good. Really good. We traveled, had fun. Normal newlywed stuff. She worked remote for her company. I went to the office, standard setup. Year 2, things started feeling off. Nothing major, just different. She was on her phone more, working late, going out with friends I'd never met. When I asked about them, she'd be vague. Just people from the Russian community. I didn't think much of it. She was in a new country. Made sense she'd want friends who spoke her language. Year 3 is when it got weird. She started spending weekends away. Visiting friends in New York. Girls' trip to Vegas. Always vague. Always last minute. I suggested coming along once. She said no. It was a girl's thing. I'd be bored. Fair enough. I'm not a clingy husband. She can have her own life. Then 2 months ago, she told me her citizenship interview was scheduled. 3 years since she got her conditional green card. She was eligible now. 1 interview and she'd be a U.S. citizen. She was excited. Really excited. More excited than she'd been about anything in months. I was happy for her. This was a big deal. I helped her study for the civics test. How many amendments? What's the supreme law of the land? All that stuff. She aced every practice test, said she was ready. The interview was scheduled for next month, 4 weeks away. Last week, something funny happened. And by funny, I mean suspicious. I came home early from work, had a killer headache, just wanted to lie down. Walked in the apartment, heard Svetlana on the phone in the bedroom, speaking Russian. Laughing. I don't speak Russian, never bothered learning. She spoke perfect English. Never seemed necessary, but I could tell from her tone it wasn't a work call, too casual, too intimate. I stood in the hallway, listened. Couldn't understand the words, but the vibe was clear. This was a personal call, a very personal call. She didn't know I was home. I'd parked in a different spot. She hadn't heard me come in. The call went on for 20 minutes, lots of laughing, lots of long pauses, the kind of pauses that happen when someone's saying romantic stuff. Then I heard my name. Alex, said with this dismissive tone, followed by more Russian, more laughing. That's when I pulled out my phone and started recording. Just audio. Pointed it toward the bedroom door. Recorded the last 5 minutes of her conversation. She said goodbye. Dada Poka love you. Love you. In English, to whoever she was talking to. I went back outside, came in again, loud this time. Hey honey, I'm home. She came out of the bedroom, perfectly normal. Oh hi, you're early. Yeah, headache, gonna rest. Okay, feel better. She went back to her laptop, started working like nothing happened. That night, I found a Russian-speaking coworker, guy named Mikhail. Asked him if he could translate something for me. Just a conversation I'd accidentally recorded. Needed to know what was being said for work purposes. He said sure. I sent him the audio file that night. He sent back a translation the next morning. I read it at my desk. Had to read it 3 times to believe it. The translation, yes, just 1 more month, then I get citizenship and I'm done with this charade. I know, I can't wait either. He has no idea. He's so clueless, it's almost sad. I told you, he makes good money. The apartment is nice, it's been comfortable, but I'm so bored. You should see how he tried to help me study for the citizenship test, like a little puppy. I just smile and nod. Yes, exactly 4 more weeks. After the interview, I'll tell him. I'll probably wait a week or 2 so it's not suspicious, then tell him it's not working. Why would I stay? I have what I needed, the citizenship. That's all this was about. Of course I love you. This was always the plan. Get the papers, then come back to you. He'll be fine. He's American. He'll find another wife. They always do. Yes, I'll be there next Friday. Tell your mother I'm bringing that chocolate she likes. It went on. But you get the idea. I sat there staring at my computer screen, just blank. 3 years. 3 years of marriage, of building a life, of helping her adjust to a new country, of filing paperwork and dealing with immigration bureaucracy. All fake. All a scam. Visa fraud. The thing is, I wasn't even that heartbroken. More offended? Like I'm a good husband. I'm not rich, but I'm not broke. I'm decent company. And this was how she saw me? A convenient tool? Nah, not happening. I called a lawyer that afternoon, immigration lawyer. Explained the situation, sent him the recording and translation. He listened to the audio, read the translation. This is textbook visa fraud, he said. Marriage fraud specifically. You sponsored her green card in good faith. She entered the marriage with fraudulent intent. You can and should report this to USCIS. What happens if I do? Her citizenship application will be denied. Her green card will likely be revoked. She'll be placed in removal proceedings, possibly deported. And me? You're the victim here. You had no knowledge of the fraud. You'll be fine, but you need to act fast, before that citizenship interview. What do I need to do? Report the fraud to USCIS and ICE. File a detailed statement withdrawing your affidavit of support. Include the recording and translation as evidence. Document everything. I'll help you prepare it all. How long does it take? To file? I can have it ready in 24 hours. To process? USCIS will flag her file immediately. When she shows up for her citizenship interview, they'll have questions. Perfect. We prepared the paperwork. Detailed statement explaining everything. How we met, the marriage. When I started noticing odd behavior, the recorded conversation, the translation, all of it. Filed it the next day. Sent copies to USCIS, ICE, and the local field office handling her citizenship application. Then I waited. Svilana had no idea. Everything at home was normal. She went about her routine, studied for her interview, talked about plans after becoming a citizen. Maybe we take a trip? Celebrate? I just nodded. Sure. Sounds good. She asked what was wrong one day. Said I seemed distant. Just work stuff. Big project. She accepted that. Went back to her phone. The citizenship interview was on a Thursday. 10 a.m. She'd been nervous all week. Not about the test, about something else. Kept checking her phone. Pacing. Thursday morning she got dressed up. Nice outfit. Professional. Wish me luck? Good luck, I said. She kissed me on the cheek. Grabbed her purse. Left. I called in sick to work. Waited. Around 11 a.m. my phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Is this Alex Morrison? Speaking. This is Officer Chen with ICE. We have your wife in custody. I did my best surprised voice. What? Why? She's being detained on suspicion of immigration fraud. USCIS flagged her file based on your fraud report. We had officers waiting at her citizenship interview location. You filed a withdrawal of sponsorship? Yes. I discovered she married me fraudulently for immigration benefits. We're aware. We reviewed your evidence. Very thorough. She's being processed now. Removal proceedings will be initiated. What happens next? She'll have a hearing. But given the evidence, it's likely she'll be ordered removed. We'll need you to come in and provide a statement. Of course. When? Today, if possible. Sooner the better. I drove to the ICE office, gave my statement, answered questions, showed them more evidence. We had some joint accounts, but she'd always been vague about her money, kept a separate account I never saw statements for. Now I understood why. Also showed my calendar documenting her frequent unexplained trips. Everything pointed to fraud. Officer Chen nodded. This is one of the more clear-cut cases we've seen. Usually there's some gray area. Not here. She was sloppy. What happens to her now? Detention until her hearing. Given flight risk and fraud severity, unlikely she'll get bond. Hearing will probably be in 2 weeks. After that, assuming the judge orders removal, she'll be deported within 30 days. Back to Russia? Yes. I drove home, poured a drink, sat on the couch. Around 6 p.m. my phone rang. Collect call from a detention facility. Svetlana, I accepted the charges. Hello. Alex, you have to help me. Panicked, crying. Slow down. What happened? They arrested me. At the interview, they said you filed papers. They said I committed fraud. Did you? Silence. Svetlana, did you marry me just for the visa? More silence. I have a recording of you saying exactly that. You recorded me? Angry now. That's illegal. Actually, it's perfectly legal. This is a one-party consent state, and I was in my own home. I'm allowed to record conversations that happen in my presence or in my home. You can't do this. We're married. A marriage you admitted was fake. For immigration fraud. Yeah, I can do this. Please, you don't understand. I'll be deported. I can't go back to Russia. Should have thought of that before you scammed me. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I do love you. No, you don't. You said that pretty clearly on the phone to your boyfriend. What's his name, by the way? The one you're bringing chocolate to for his mother. Dead silence. How much of that call did you hear? All of it. And I had it translated. Gave it to immigration, along with a detailed timeline of your suspicious behavior over the past year. Alex, please. I'll do anything. Don't let them deport me. There's nothing I can do now. I withdrew my sponsorship. You committed fraud. This is out of my hands. I'll stay. We can make it work. I'll be a real wife. Too late. You had 3 years to be a real wife. You chose to fake it while planning your exit strategy. She started sobbing. Please, I'm begging you. Good luck at your hearing. I hung up. Blocked the number. Next morning, I got a call from a number in New York. Answered it. Hello? Is this Alex? Man's voice, accent, Russian. Who's this? My name's Dmitry. I'm Svetlana's friend. Ah, the boyfriend. Must have gotten my number from her before she was detained. What do you want? You need to fix this. She doesn't deserve this. She committed a federal crime. She was trying to have a better life. By lying to me for 3 years? You Americans don't understand how hard it is. I understand fraud pretty well, though. You're being petty. Just tell immigration it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding. She literally said, and I quote, I only married him for the visa. She said that to you. I have it recorded. Silence. You knew? I asked. This whole time you knew she was using me? It's complicated. No, it's really not. You're both scammers. She's getting deported. You can see her back in Moscow. She won't go back. She'll fight this. With what money? Her lawyer fees will be astronomical. Immigration court isn't cheap, and she's unemployed now. With her green card being revoked, she has no legal status to work in the US. More silence. Tell her I said good luck. I hung up. Over the next week, I got multiple calls from different numbers. Svetlana's friends? People from the Russian community she'd never let me meet. All pleading her case, all calling me heartless. I blocked every number. Her hearing was 2 weeks later. I didn't attend, but my lawyer did. Sent me updates via text. She showed up with a pro bono attorney, probably found one through a legal aid clinic. Not looking good for her. She's arguing the marriage was real but deteriorated naturally. Judge isn't buying it. Played your recording in court. She broke down crying. Judge unmoved. Ruling, removal ordered. 30 days to depart voluntarily or face deportation. She chose voluntary departure, leaves next month. I got one final call from Svetlana, different number. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. What? I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Quiet, defeated, okay. I really did like you at first. It wasn't all fake. Could have fooled me. I know you don't believe me. That's fine, but I need you to know the truth. I did this to myself. You were actually a good husband. I was just stupid. Yeah, you were. Dmitry broke up with me, said I was too much trouble. I almost laughed, almost. Of course he did. His mother never liked me anyway. That's rough. I leave in 2 weeks. Back to Moscow. My family is disappointed. I have no job there. No apartment. I'm starting over with nothing. You're breaking my heart. I deserve this. I know I do. I just wanted you to know that. Great. Thanks for clearing that up. Will you ever forgive me? Probably not. That's fair. She hung up. I sat there for a minute, thought about the past 3 years, all the times I actually enjoyed her company, the trips, the dinners, the conversations. Were any of those real? Or was she just a really good actress? Guess I'll never know. 2 weeks later, I changed all the locks, donated her stuff to Goodwill. She'd already taken what she wanted before leaving. Got the official notice that her green card was revoked. Filed for annulment in state court on fraud grounds. With all the immigration fraud evidence, judge granted it fast. Didn't even need a contested divorce. Marriage legally void. My lawyer called. You're all clear. No penalties, no liability, clean slate. That easy? You were the victim. You cooperated fully. USCIS appreciates when people report fraud, helps them catch the bad actors. Great. One more thing. If you ever sponsor another spouse in the future, USCIS will scrutinize it more carefully. They'll want to make sure you're not being defrauded again. Just be aware. Not planning on it anyway. Smart man. Month later, I ran into Mikhail from work, the guy who translated the recording. Hey, heard what happened? That's crazy. Yeah, thanks for the translation, by the way. Really helped. No problem. My cousin tried to do the same thing years ago. Married some guy for papers, got caught, deported. It's more common than people think. Apparently. You doing okay? Yeah. Actually relieved. Would have been worse if she'd gotten citizenship first. True, at least you caught it. Thanks to you. He laughed. Happy to help. Buy me lunch sometime. Deal. I'm good now. Single. Not bitter. Actually kinda grateful this happened before she could do more damage. Got my apartment back, my life back, my dignity back. Svetlana's somewhere in Moscow, probably telling people I'm the villain, that I ruined her dreams of American life. Meanwhile, I'm here, living my actual American life, knowing I dodged a massive bullet. People ask if I'll date again. I say sure. Eventually. Maybe not someone on a visa, though. Call me paranoid. Honestly, the whole thing is funny now. The audacity of her plan, the sloppiness of her execution. Getting caught because she couldn't resist bragging to her boyfriend about how clueless I was. The irony? I wasn't clueless. I was trusting. There's a difference. But she mistook trust for stupidity. And that's what got her deported. Lesson learned. Trust but verify. Especially when immigration fraud carries federal penalties. And if someone tells you they love you in Russian after calling you a clueless puppy, get a translator. You never know what you might find out.